Ja, hallo, liebe Eishockey-Freunde. Herzlich willkommen zu AEV Hansons Talking Hockey. Von Fans für Fans. Unser heutiger Gast, Michael Garteig, unser neuer Goalie bei den Augsburger Panthern. Hello, Michael. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us today. First, I'll briefly tell the fans a few key facts about your professional career in Germany.
Want me to tell it, or you? You're going. Okay.
Yeah, I try. So it's not that hard to find something about you. So Michael Garteig hat in 4 Jahren Ingolstadt 139 Saison und 17 Playoff-Spiele absolviert. Seine Time-on-Ice-Statistik war er 9100 Minuten auf dem Eis für Ingolstadt. Das entspricht knapp 152 Stunden oder fast
6,5 Tage.
6,5 Tage.
Ja.
Ja. Zusätzlich 70 Spiele in Finnlands erster Liga mit den Newfoundland Growlers und da gewann er 2019 den Kelly Cup in der ECHL. I just told the fans your time on ice statistics. It turns out that you played a total of 6.5 days for the Schanzers. Why recklessly threw away a week of your life? No, just kidding. Just
yeah,
kidding.
Michael, but
just
That's
kidding.
good.
You're now coming from Ingolstadt to Augsburg. You realize
To the
that
real
Augsburg,
Panthers. To
yeah,
the real Panthers.
to the real Panthers.
yeah,
You realize that Augsburg has a great rivalry with Ingolstadt in ice hockey. Now you're on the other side. How is that for you?
I mean, the first game will be interesting, but I'm very aware of the rivalry clearly by the noise in the arenas when we play each other. So, yeah, no, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Playing in Augsburg is always like one of the best places to play in the league, and we always talk about it like within each other. We always talk about it. So, super excited to actually be on that side of things. And yeah, I mean, I was in Augsburg right before I came home to the US, and it's just like amazing city, facility, everything. I'm just like blown away with actually how nice it was, and like this needs to be better seasons. So I'm really happy and hopeful that I can be a part of that.
yeah, and it's the better way, as in the movies. It's the better way to come from the dark side to the light side, and better as vice versa. And yeah. And where are you actually talking from? You're in the States? Where exactly?
Yeah, I'm in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, which is my wife's from New Hampshire. We met at school when I went to Quinnipiac in Connecticut. So we met there and pretty much have lived on this side of things for a while now. So I'm Canadian, but living in the US for the summers, and then Germany and 9 months in the winter. And we've been doing that whole thing for Europe for 7 years now. So this is it's way of life.
By the way, all the best for the newborn, huh?
Yeah.
And it's not too late to become an Augsburg Panther fan, not an Ingolstadt Panther fan. So great.
He probably only went to like one game in Ingolstadt, and he's never been on the ice. So it's
First
always
time on the ice in Augsburg.
Exactly. Always my dream to bring like my kid on the ice, and first time will be in Augsburg, which will be incredible. I actually I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome.
So if we win against Ingolstadt the first game in Augsburg, bring him over to us if you are on the ice with him after the game.
Easy, no problem.
And if not, then bring him over in another game. Let's see.
So you're in the States already training camp or something?
Yeah, so yeah, there's a gym like 1 minute down the street from me, so that's been really easy to work out at. And then I skate like once or twice a week until training camp, and that's not. I have to drive kind of a distance for that because New Hampshire is a pretty small state, which not much hockey around, so I have to kind of go find the ice. But I'm lucky that like Massachusetts is right here, and I get to skate with like some of the top NHL players and stuff like that. So that's always helpful before coming to training camp.
Perfect. So I heard you're just knowing your goalie partner Peyton Jones already. You're training together or no?
No, I have trained with him in the past. He skated with the guy in Connecticut that he was my goalie coach in Connecticut. So we actually probably like technically we lived together for about a week while we did that too. So I've known him, yeah, for a while. I knew Strauss Mann pretty well as well. And yeah. And then Dennis Endress, obviously I played against him. And I have a funny picture on my phone that I just saw is me and him talking at the red line when he was playing. So it's kind of yeah, it's just goalie world's crazy, man. It's small and yeah, it's just yeah.
Goalie world is crazy. Nothing more to say, Sasha.
Yeah, hockey world.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So you all know each other.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's talk about your last year.
Yeah, not much to talk about, I don't think.
Yeah, but because I heard a lot of positive feedback when you were announced as the new goalie here in Augsburg. But on the other hand, there were a few persons who doubted a bit because they said, "Oh, this guy was injured for such a long time," and so on. So, are you already healthy and full 100% fit? Actually, I guess.
Yeah. No, I was actually cleared to play like in March, I think. So like maybe the first round of playoffs, I was cleared to play if I was, able to. But the hard part is that I started skating early March, and then when I got on the ice, I hadn't played a game in like 3 months. So, I didn't like have any anger towards them for not playing me because I understood why they wouldn't. But I was healthy enough to play.
They traded a new goalie. Playoffs already started, so that's a difficult situation. But I know that's absolutely unzufriedenstellend, insufficient.
Yeah. It was terrible. It was terrible. Honestly, it was. It was hard because I knew I could play, and that was the hard part. But yeah, I was healthy and cleared to play.
But at least you don't have to do the statistics.
Oh yeah, no, I was no. I was sitting in the stands watching each game, so it was it was tough to watch. But obviously, you're hoping to win, and you still get a championship next to your name. So we thought. In Ingolstadt, definitely thought there was a chance to win last year with the team that they had. But, unfortunately, my year was cut short because of I was hit in the head during a game. And, that's my first real concussion, to be honest. So it was not what I had thought was going to happen because I don't have a history of these things. So it was just a really unlucky situation, in my opinion. And, I went and got help for it, and once I got help for it outside of Germany, that really helped me a lot. And then, I'm good to go now. And I think it's actually good, that there's some fans that maybe weren't happy about the signing because that's good for me because that lights a little bit of a fire under my ass, and I can, I have some people to prove wrong, and that's good because I want that, and I think,
Don't understand me wrong. Everybody was happy because.
Yeah,
your name and also your games against us and your games for Ingolstadt were great. Yeah, you had very great games there. But and that's what you will learn if you come to Augsburg. The Augsburg people, they're sometimes a bit private, bit doubtful at the beginning, but then you will You will never lose them. So that's brilliant. And do you know the new coach already, Bill Peters?
Yeah, I don't know him, but obviously I know of him, and his track record speaks for itself. So I'm I think that's a huge signing for Augsburg. You know, you talk about players, but to get a coach like that, I think is going to really help us. And I think, you know, of course I'm biased because I've signed in Augsburg, but I think we're going to be really good. And, you know, I think it's going to be a surprise from years past. And, you know, when I signed in Augsburg, it was a choice, to be honest. And I wanted to come there because I felt like this is something that is going to go in the right direction. And that's when it's fun to be a part of something like that, you know?
Yeah. And that's good to hear. That's good to hear that you talk about the track record.
To see you on the ice, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, but if you talk about the coach, there are much more concerns we have heard at the beginning, because he has a very complicated background a few years ago. But on the other hand, and that's what you said, I mean, his track record was really good, not only in the past, but also the last 2 years where he was in Carolina, Sasha. Let's wait and see. And we are open for each and every surprise.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
Every surprise must be good, Sasha.
Yeah.
So, Michael, tell me, goalkeepers are a very special breed, by the way. What are your special features before a match or training sessions? Do you have one, or? Yeah, you have one.
Well, I mean, I have so many, right? But those are all secrets within. So I can't.
Nobody hears the secrets.
Yeah, no, nobody.
They're gone. Yeah.
Only the listeners, you know, they'll only know. But no, I mean, I honestly, you can ask all my teammates, past and present, is that I'm generally one of the more normal goalies you might come across. So that's, I can't say that because, of course, you know, that can't come from me. But generally speaking, everyone says that that's kind of the case. And I always think maybe if I was a little more weird, maybe I'd be a little bit better, but I don't know. So I think I'm weird enough just by standing in that net playing goalie as is. But I'll tell you, my son will not be a goalie. That's for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of fathers think that. By the way, I saw Brady Lamb's son. He's now dressing in goalie gear.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's the that's one, that's expensive, but for two, that's
and it's also really nice for his mother, I guess.
Yeah, and you know what it
is always good.
Yeah, it's always the goalie gear, and I think little kids think the goalie gear is so cool, and they want to, and that's what that's what it is.
But how was it? How was it in your time when you were a young goalie? If I see the young goalies here, they all have a stuff. Maybe the dad, the mom, or both carrying all the equipment. So how was it at your time, Michael, when you were a young goalie? Have you carried by yourself, or do you also had your stuff?
My dad would kick my ass if I made him carry my gear. So, or my mom, she might kick my ass too. So no, it was I didn't play goalie till I was a little older, so I was like 11 years old or something. So when I started playing at like 10 or 11, I had like the worst gear ever. And I feel like we could have had nicer gear, but my dad was like almost teaching me a lesson, just get the worst gear possible, teach his kids some lessons or something. But I don't think I had my first set of brand new gear till I was like 16 or 17 years old. So that should tell you something. But I was, I mean, it's the game. Like these young kids are getting like goalie coaching, and at like such a young age, hockey in general has just changed. Like, the hockey schools are just like out of control. There's so many of them. There's so many lessons and private lessons and this and that, where Yeah, I didn't grow up like that. It was just play hockey in the winter and then play golf or baseball or soccer or whatever in the summer. And then, yeah, just play hockey again and do it again.
Mhm. So,
It's kind of what I do now.
yeah. So now you're 33.
Yeah.
Do you have a role model as a professional goalkeeper in hockey? I mean, for example, if you look at a career like Marc-André Fleury, then that's a role model for every goalkeeper, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think his like personality is like a huge positive thing about him. You know, he's a great person and he has fun playing the game, which like for any kid to see is like what's most important. They see him joking around, having fun, and yet he's like the hardest working guy on the ice. That's probably a good recipe for success. But I grew up with like Carey Price is from where I'm from, or like close to where I'm from. So
Mhm.
I kind of was like, he's a couple years older than me, but I got to watch him play growing up, and I was he was the best like around that time, and yeah, I always
Playing for
liked
the
watching
Habs,
him.
no?
Yeah, he was Montreal Canadiens goalie. He was the best in the NHL for sure at one point, but unfortunately injuries I think got the best of him. But like, yeah, he was kind of like the prototypical goalie. If you were to watch one, he was like perfect. So that was he was probably the guy that I watched. And then when I was a kid, I loved watching Patrick Waugh. He was crazy, and I love that about him because I feel like I've calmed down a lot, but when I was my I don't know, let's say like 4 or 5 years ago, I was yeah, there you go. There's the best. That is the best. He's the best.
He is.
We also had the Roy goalie in Augsburg.
Yeah. I would have played
But not
against
the
him
original.
actually early.
But
Yeah,
also a good
yeah.
goalie.
He was really good, honestly. I thought he was awesome.
Yeah. So when can we expect you in Augsburg? So when what's your plan? When will you be? When will you come
But
over, or what? What's
and end of July. So
end
end of
of July?
July. Yeah. Training camp probably starts August 1st, if I had to guess. And yeah, I mean, I imagine like it will be on what the new coach wants, right? So, you know, typically the coach kind of sets the schedule, and I'm sure Larry has something to do with that too. But um, without a coach, they probably didn't have an idea
Sure.
what they were doing. So now that we have him, then I'm sure everything will fall into place. But I think latest report date is August 1st. Yeah, so I'll come over with just my dog. So it'll be
Oh,
me and my dog. Me and my dog will be hanging out for about a couple weeks in Augsburg. So we'll just batch it out, you know, have some beers on the patio, something like that. So
Yeah, just give
um,
us a call. We can show you each and everything. We're born here.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So
and
yeah, and then
normally we
yeah,
are around the center city. So
Yeah.
normally all the players and their flats are around our office and
yeah,
Magic's apartment. So
Yeah, Elias is living
Yeah.
next to me for actually.
okay,
So just let us know and we show you the city, which is a very nice city. Over
yes,
2,000 years old, good
yeah,
beer,
yeah.
very special Italian style.
Okay, we like
So
that. Yeah, no, we're really excited to explore it. And then yeah, then my wife and son will come over like a couple weeks later. So
Mm.
I'll be solo with the dog for a little while, and then they'll join us. And yeah, so it's good. We know where we're living already. So we're not in the old town.
yeah.
What are we
So
doing here?
what kind of dog?
Oh, he's like
what you're doing is it's a good question, by the way.
he's like a medium to large. He's like 65 pounds.
So you get a apartment with a small garden or something.
Yeah, it's like yeah, it's not in the old town. It's a little bit I don't know what area it is, but
Yeah.
So the guys are laughing because a good of a
We
friend
know this apartment.
of
Do
us.
you know? I just remembered Jaro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jaro Hafenrichter, you know him?
who?
Jaro Hafenrichter? Jaro?
No.
No, he's playing for Augsburg quite a while, and then we get close friends at some day, and we visit him in Memmingen. He's playing in Memmingen and now in Deggendorf, and so
he was in Bremerhaven before he went to Augsburg. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And he has that apartment with a small garden because he has also a
a
dog.
dog.
So and they are always the
Mikey.
same apartments for the players, actually.
For sure, yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess it's in the near.
Yeah.
So, are there any
Yeah.
players in the team in the new team you know better, or you have already played with, or?
Yeah, my first year pro, I played with Cody Kunik. So he was kind of a little bit helpful in getting me to Augsburg as well. Like he had texted me prior, like closer to when my season was ending. He texted me and asking me like if I was going back to or to Ingolstadt or not, and then if I was interested in maybe coming to Augsburg. So maybe you can say he might have got the ball rolling a little bit, but
Okay.
yeah. So I'm friends with him. I played with him, ironically, my first year pro. So it's 10 years later. Here we are, and then yeah, I would say I know him, and obviously Chico from Ingolstadt for the last.
Okay.
Chico and Enriquez Morales. His nickname's
yeah.
Chico.
Yeah.
So and then
Chico.
Timmy Wigglemuth, or how you say his last name? Wigglemuth?
Wohlgemuth.
Timmy W. Yeah.
Wohlgemuth.
Yeah,
Wohlgemuth played in Ingolstadt.
I ain't getting that one right, but I know him too. So I can't say his last name right, but I know him. So yeah, those guys, I guess, really. But like I think like I like that signing a lot, actually, for Timmy, because I think he'll be put in a little bit bigger of a role, and I think he'll do really well. So I was really happy when they signed him, because I think he's got a lot of potential. He just got to meet it,
Mm-hmm.
Those are the guys I know, I think. Yeah.
We are always also looking forward to see Timmy play for Augsburg. So
Yeah.
we think the same. So we also recommended at Christmas time the Christmas market in Augsburg. It's very famous.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
by the way, just please don't ride home on an e-scooter.
Yeah. That's not good.
That's a funny story. We had a player. Is Mitch Callahan? Is he American or Canadian? American, yeah.
American. Yeah.
Yeah, Mitch Callahan. He had an accident with the e-scooter.
These accidents on these scooters are far too common, I tell you. He's not the first, and he probably won't be the last.
But you're Canadian.
Yeah.
If I read it here, Michael Garteig. That also sounds German.
Yeah, oh yeah, I get that a lot, but it's Norwegian.
Norwegian.
Yeah, my dad's born in Norway.
But how do you pronounce it then? Norwegian. Michael Garteig is not pronounced Norwegian.
Yeah, it's a long story, but it was my grandparents' last names were Peterson and Pettersson. So when they came to Canada, they changed the last name to Garteig. Only Garteig in the world.
That makes sense.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you mix Peterson, Pettersson, Sasha,
Yeah.
it's pretty simple.
Garteig.
Then it's Garteig.
Yeah, it's simple
Okay.
equation, exactly.
Again, what learned? Great.
Is your
Yeah.
dog German?
No, not German. Oh, is my dog German? Yeah, he is. And my
Not
my
even
son
the
was born in
dog.
Germany too. No, the dog was in Wolfsburg. I got him in Wolfsburg.
Okay.
And then
Wolfsburg.
yeah, I got him in
Okay.
Wolfsburg, and then Finn was born in Ingolstadt. So yeah, I got got some ties.
Okay.
Yeah, my dog's German. He's insane, man. He's the hardest part of our life is my dog.
Really?
He's nuts. They must have played a prank on us when they gave him to us or something.
So, what would you describe as your career highlight so far?
Well, probably Probably winning the Kelly Cup with Newfoundland. That was awesome. That was, yeah, I saw it was 6 years ago today. I just saw someone tweeted it, and I saw that, and I thought that was looking back on my whole career, I'm like, that was probably the highest of the I also won in junior hockey. I played for Penticton Vees, and we won like the Canadian junior national championship, so like best team in Canada. So that was winning. That was pretty cool. And then when I was in college, we had some pretty successful years as well, so those were fun. But in pro, winning that in the ECHL was definitely a highlight. And then hoping in Europe, like would love to win and get a championship in Europe. And I was in Tappara my first year in Finland, and I think we probably had a real chance at winning, and COVID happened. So then season was cut short. So never got a chance to even go in playoff that year. But yeah, searching for that one, hoping that could be a highlight of my career.
How's life in Finland? As expensive as I think, or I've heard that Finland is very expensive there, isn't it?
It's a little bit more expensive for sure. It's also slightly colder and slightly darker. And by slightly, I mean a lot. And
but the Finnish and the Norwegian people, by the way, are the most confident people in the world. I've read so.
So yeah, so happy for some reason, but I don't know. It's nice. I love we both, like wife and I, love Finland. Like the dark and the cold and stuff, like that sucks. It truly does. But like the people are really friendly, and like the cities that we lived in, Tampere and Helsinki, were like amazing cities. And we named our son Finn because that's what that is for, Finland.
Mm-hmm.
So we liked it there.
So you speak Finnish fluently?
Have you heard that language?
No, I've heard that it's a very, very complicated. They have 8 or 10 cases, and it's very difficult.
That makes German look easy. Yeah, no way. I only memorize words. I don't even know what they mean. I just have a feeling I know what they mean. That's about it. Thank you and bye.
I can understand what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then thank you for your time, Michael. Can stay.
Thank you.
Shortly. I stopped the recording, and we see us in August then, hopefully.
Yeah.
And we wish you all the best till then. And see you.
Thank you so much.
At ringside.
Make us a lot of surprises, please.
I'm gonna get these guys on the back of my helmet, I think. So I'm gonna do the Hanson brothers on the back. So that's a tribute to you guys. And I'm gonna do
that would be great,
so,
and we have to make a picture then. If
no problem, absolutely. But like I said, I don't want to.
If you need the Chiefs, by the way, if you need the Chiefs logo, we Florian made it a graphic of it, because we did these jerseys for our ball hockey team, and we had it also there. And so if you need something, just ask us.
Okay, hey, sounds good. I'm really excited. I'm really excited about it. So I think it's gonna be great.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.